Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel AI with Hari. In today's class, we are going to learn about an interesting topic, that is about Git Diff. What does Git Diff do? Git Diff command shows the difference. Difference is shown on the same file, that is on the same file but on different timestamp. Clearly, you have to understand that Git Diff command does not compare between say two files A and B. Instead, it compares the file A on different timestamps. Git Diff finds a difference between the file in working directory and between the staging area. The important thing is Git Diff compares a single file but with a different version. For practical implementation, we will navigate to D drive, Git. Inside that, we will create a folder named diff and we will open the git bash. Now, using git init command, we will initialize an empty git repository. Next, using touch command, we will create a file named 1.txt. Next, we will modify or add some content to 1.txt. We will just type welcome to my YouTube channel and in the next line, we will add hello everyone and exit. Now, if we see the git status, it shows that it is on the branch master and no commit. Also, it shows that there is an untracked file named 1.txt. So, we will just move to the staging area by using the add command. The command would be git add and the file name. Now, if you make use of git diff command, it shows nothing because git diff compares the file between the working directory and the staging area. Now, after making use of add command, the working area and the staging area has the same content, hence it shows nothing. Now, we can modify this the 1.txt file using vi command and we will add a text as a third line. Now again, if we execute the git diff command, it shows a whole lot of message and it is very important that we interrupt these messages. Here, we are comparing the two versions of the same file 1.txt. We got a version A and version B. Also, we have got some hashes. It is an internal working of Git and let's not get much into it. Here, the version A is indicated by minus sign and the version B by plus sign. Minus represents the file A, also represents that it is the file before staging, and plus refers to the file of version B. It also represents that it is the file after staging. Also, you could see that -1, 2. -1 represents the version of the file A and 2 represents that initially there were 2 lines were present, and +1 represents the version of the file B and it shows 3 lines where the third line is the new line which has been added recently. So this is how we should interrupt the git diff message. Now, we will make our first commit. After committing, once again we will modify 1.txt using vi command and we will add a content named fourth line. Now, if we execute git diff, again it shows a whole lot of a message. Again, if we need to interrupt, we can say that minus represents the version A file of 1.txt and plus represents the version B of 1.txt file. And @ symbol -1, 2 represents that initially there were 2 lines. Now we have 4 lines. If you have watched carefully, after the first commit, we have added only 1 line, that is the 4th line. But while executing git diff, it shows that there is a difference of 2 lines, that is 3rd line and the 4th line, because after inserting the 3rd line, we have not used the add command or we have not moved to the staging area. Hence, there is a difference of 2 lines. Now, say that if we execute our second commit, it shows that changes are not staged for commit. That means after inserting the 3rd and 4th line, we have not moved to the staging area. Hence, the second commit won't execute. We can confirm it by git log --1 line and it shows only our first commit. Next, if we execute git add command and then execute the git commit command, we can see that 1 file has been changed and 2 insertions has been made. Now again, if we execute the git log 1 line command, you can see that there are 2 commits. Git diff can be used in various scenarios by commit IDs, branching, also in staging. There are different ways that Git diff can be used. Now we will see with commit IDs. It compares the file with the commit IDs. let us see the practical implementation of using Git Diff with commit IDs. So as you have seen that I have executed git log -- one line and it shows two commit, a second commit and the first commit, since the latest commit would be shown at the first, and it also has an ID. Command would be git diff and the two IDs separated by a space, and you can see that it shows again a whole lot of a message, but the message would be related to our previous working. So here minus represents the A version and plus represents the B version, and here minus represents the second commit, because I have used that FIDF74C as my first parameter, and the second parameter would be of the first commit. During the second commit, we have 4 lines, and while comparing with the first commit, we had only 2 lines. That is what is being shown over here. When working with Git, developers often use the git diff command with commit IDs as follows to compare the difference between 2 specific commits. This is done by executing the command git diff commit id 1 followed by 2 dots and commit id 2, where commit id 1 and 2 represents the unique identifiers of the commits you want to compare. If the commit IDs are entered incorrectly, the output might not reflect the intended comparison. By correcting the commit IDs and running the command again, the output will accurately display the difference between the specified commits, which gives the same output as our previous command. This process is useful for reviewing changes, debugging, and understanding the evolution of the codebase over the time. The next version of Git Diff is using staged. This compares the file between the staging area and between the last committed file. Now we will make use of git status. As we can see, there is no committed, so we will add some content to 1.txt file using vi command. You can add a 5th line. Now if we move to the staging area using git add command, and if we execute git diff -- staged, we can see a message which shows that there are 2 versions of a same file, version A and version B, which represents 1.txt file. In version A file, there would be 3 lines like hello everyone, 3rd line and 4th line, and in version B, there would be 4 lines, hello everyone, 3rd line, 4th line and 5th line. Welcome to my channel is not considered as a line over here because it gets executed on the same line with the output message. So it is not been considered as a single line. The next version of git diff which we will learn is about the head command. This command compares the file between the working directory and the last committed file. If you run git diff head at this stage, it will give you the same output as git diff staged, because this command compares the files between the working directory and with the last committed files. Essentially, for this scenario, they provide the same output, but from slightly different perspectives. And that's it for the video. I hope you found it informative. It was a bit longer than some of my previous videos. Please feel free to pause and rewatch the sessions to fully understand the concept by practicing them. Please share, subscribe and like my video. Thanks for watching. Happy day.